want to put this quick disclaimer at the beginning of these first two videos while I am on vacation. Yes, I am on vacation, so for the next 2 weeks, these will be pre-recorded. But the first two, so this week's videos, I didn't know that Battlefield 2042 was doing away with the traditional class system, so I made these tips with those in mind. All things considered, I still think they do work for these specialists that we have, considering each specialist is essentially going to be their own class. If you want to know more about specialists, check out the video that I made previously. I'll link down below. But yeah, I'm recording this before we see gameplay as well, so some things may be a little different, but I still think that these will apply in terms of tips. Just when I say assault class or medic class, just think specialist. It'll be the same thing. Anyway, I'll shut up and get on with the video. So in case you missed last video or you're new to the channel, these videos are pre-recorded and I have done tips before, but they were a little bit more specific to Battlefield 5, and I wanted to make tips videos that kind of are all-encompassing for each of the classes within any of the Battlefield games and try to apply them in a way that anyone can take these tips with them to any of the previous titles and hopefully into the new one and be able to be better prepared for the biggest, most explosive Battlefield yet. Anyway, again, I'm on vacation, so these are pre-recorded. So if you want to make sure I have a safe trip and an enjoyable trip, then be sure to leave the video a nice, thick, and juicy like. And of course, if you want more content like this, then be sure to hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Also got to thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. If you want to join and get access to the exclusive perks that they get, then be sure to check out the link in the description or hit the blue join button. Anyway, let's begin. So today we're going to be talking about the assault/engineer, really just whatever the anti-vehicle class is going to be. I mean, they kind of divided up engineer from BF4 and kind of split it up into assault and support. It was kind of a weird thing, but whatever the anti-vehicle class is, I'm kind of going to try to pull from each of these and make it make sense. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. So the first tip I have is to prepare for the most likely encounters that you're going to have on the battlefield. The assault class is just what I'm going to call it for the sake of this video. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. You're the tip of the spear. You go through first. You have the best weapons. You have the most effective anti-vehicle weapons. Make sure that you set up for the map that you're on. If you're on a large vehicle map, make sure that you get your DMR out for those ranged engagements against other infantry, and make sure you get your bazooka or small or whatever anti-vehicle weapon you want to use for that map, and make sure you have that equipped because those are going to be your likely engagements. Now, if you're on an infantry map, then you're probably going to be able to equip a PDW or your assault rifle with a high rate of fire and some dynamite and put those together and go about business that way so you can be more equipped for those anti-infantry engagements and you can set up things in a way that is most effective against infantry. Again, you are the tip of the spear. Don't be afraid to set up for the right and most likely situations that you are going to be in. It's partly knowing just your maps and what you're going to go into, and honestly, this could apply in some ways to any class, but for the assault engineer class, this is one of the most important tips. The next tip I have is be a big game hunter. Other classes have the ability to ding vehicles to keep them in a damaged state so that they can't just repair, but you have the ability to take them out. Remember to always be ready to fire off the killing blow on a tank or any other vehicle that you are coming across that your squad is dinging so that you can finally take out. This means to make sure that if you've maybe fired your RPG or small or bazooka in a previous engagement, make sure that thing is loaded and ready to go immediately once you reach your next engagement. Do not be afraid to take the time to let that reload animation happen so that you can be ready, because the worst thing ever is when you pop out to take out a tank and you go to fire and you just start the reload animation and then you lose and die and then your squad gets obliterated because you're in the respawn screen. So make sure you're ready for that. It's just little things between engagements. That's all it is. Just make sure that you're set up and ready to go. Now the third tip that I have is support your squad. You have the best weapons, and you can harm vehicles in ways that they can't, so don't be afraid to cover your medic while he's out reviving, or cover your support when he's dishing out ammo, because these guys are going to be supporting you as well, making sure that you can be as effective as you can be, so be sure to help them out whenever you can so that they can do their jobs and they will ensure that you can do yours. Now that doesn't mean you can't be a lone wolf, and this brings me to my last tip for the assault engineer class. Don't be afraid to be a lone wolf. You can do it, you have the power to go out and do it. Do you have limited supplies? Yes, but that doesn't mean that you can't go out whenever you see the opportunity and take out enemies or enemy vehicles whenever the opportunity arises. Part of the skill of the assault/engineer class is being able to recognize those situations where you can go for the flank while your support and medic are kind of, firing back and forth in their head-to-head firefight. Don't be afraid to go for the flank and take them out from the side or from behind. That can be extremely effective in the difference in taking or losing an objective for your team. So those are my tips. Assault is my personal favorite class to run. I love doing the anti-vehicle stuff. I just like blowing things up. It's my favorite thing to do in the entire world. And, it's just kind of the one that I'm the best at. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any tips of your own for the assault class, let me know down below. And I'm be happy to talk to you guys about it. Again, this was kind of to be all-encompassing for the Battlefield franchise. It's not just going to be specific to one game, and hopefully you can take these tips into the next game. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.